Hey guys, how are you? I'm Candice Marie, your friend that wants to help you realistically reach your money goals while still enjoying your life. I'm actually out in DC right now. I got here on Thursday. I'm leaving tomorrow, which is Monday. I just came out here to visit one of my friends who was her birthday, so I just wanted to come here to celebrate with her. And I've never been to DC. The people were friendly here. The food was really good. The drinks were good. And I finally got to visit the National African American Museum, which was something that I always wanted to go to because I just think it's important to know and learn about your history. So this video is just about debt-free for 3 months now, so I just wanted to come here and chat about net worth because net worths are super important, and the National African American Museum ties into my net worth because just going to... Okay, before I start there, let me just say that the average median net worth for African American person in Boston is just $8, guys. Like $8. And your net worth is actually what you're worth. So it's all of your assets, everything you own, you know, like your savings, your investments, if you have any real estate or property, if you own any businesses. So it's everything that you own minus everything that you owe, or all of your debt. So your student loan debt, your credit card debt, your auto loans, your mortgage. So all of those things, your assets minus your liabilities equals your net worth. And it's good to get in a habit of tracking your net worth every month to see where you stand. And just knowing that the average net worth for an African American in Boston is $8, and then going to the African American Museum yesterday and just seeing like how like badly they treated, I mean, how bad they treated black people during slavery, but to actually read the details about how much cotton people had to make each day, or he was born during slavery and the mother couldn't really tend to her. She couldn't just leave the baby at home while she goes to the field to pick the cotton. She had to just take the baby with her and carry the baby on her back while she's out in the sun all day picking cotton and getting whipped, you know? So 1 in 4 babies actually passed away because they can't really endure that treatment. And it was just like reading details like that, and even reading quotes. Let me show you this one quote that I had. If you were on my Instagram story, I shared a lot more from the trip. So make sure you guys are following me on Instagram if you're not already. It's Young Yet Wise. The E is a 3. And I don't think I saved the quote. But basically it says, yes, although capturing humans and treating them like slaves, it seems barbaric, the advantages far outweigh the inconveniences. And that's just like, wow. Basically saying like, I know it's bad, it's horrible, slavery is horrible, but we were just getting rich and we were profiting, and we were making so much money that it outweighed feeling bad for enslaving another human being. It's just crazy. So like, while they were profiting and getting rich and still being able to pass on that wealth from generation to generation to generation, black people were just basically starting from zero, and slavery wasn't really that long ago. So when you think about where we've come from and how the average net worth of an African American person in Boston is just $8, it's like we're still kind of starting from scratch because we didn't start from where we started from with slavery, and our ancestors didn't really have a lot to start off from. And then when they did start, it wasn't about saving and investments. We probably couldn't even save and invest back then. It was just about survival and trying to live and trying to find a job and just trying to live without being killed. Hey, just going to that museum just makes you go harder, you know. And the background quote on my phone, it says, "I am the dream and the hopes of the slave." The thing that I found out at the National African American Museum is that family was so important, and that's why it was important for them to break apart the black family when they were auctioning off the slaves, because they realized that when you have a love for someone so strong, you'll do anything for them. And so that's why they had to rip apart the family, because they knew that the family is kind of what keeps people together. When you have that love and that bond, you'll do anything for them. And when it comes to wealth, I went to like a financial planning event in Boston last week. I was the only African American woman there. People were white old men, a few women, but one of the advisors saying that they had to fly to Florida to meet with one of their clients, who is the grandparents, who's been like investing money for their grandchildren and leaving their grandchildren's money behind, and now they're going to be managing the grandchildren's money. And just knowing that wealth and that power of generational wealth, of being able to pass down something to the next generation, that's something that a lot of white people have the ability to have, because, you know, all these years, I'm not saying all white people, I know that there's some white people that don't have that ability, you know, and they're starting from scratch as well. But when you bring slavery into the mix, it's like we really had to start from scratch. And so maybe it's up to you to start building wealth for your family so that you can be able to pass it down to your grandchildren and your children and so on. That's another reason why I think loving yourself enough and making your wealth and net worth a priority to you, because you know that's what we want to do for our families. A family is the key ingredient, the bond, the love that keeps us together, and a big part of that family is wealth. Wealth is a big part of it should be a big part of any family's mission, because wealth definitely matters, especially in today's day and age.